සුබ නව වසරක් වේවා.
සුබ නව වසරක් වේවා. වදන්නත් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මිනිස්සු මොනවද කරේ කියලා නිව් ඉයර් එකට?
පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ දන්නේ නැහැ මොකද කරේ.
ඒගොල්ලෝ නිව් ඉයර් රෙසලූෂන්ස් හදුවා. ඒ
රෙසලූෂන් මම හිතුවා කැලෙන්ඩර් හදන්න පටන් ගත්තා කියලා.
කැලෙන්ඩර් හදන්න පටන් ගත්තේ පස්සේ.
එහෙම.
ඔව් කැලෙන්ඩර් හැදුවේ මුලින්ම මිස්ටර් කැලෙන්ඩර් කියලා කෙනෙක්. එයා ඒ දවස්වල හිටපු කෙනෙක්. බුද්ධිමත් අද තනිකර බොරු කියමුද කෙනෙක්. like just like just a misinformation podcast එකක් කරමුද?
so Mr. Calendar
මිස්ටර් කැලෙන්ඩර් තමයි කැලෙන්ඩර් හැදුවේ. හරිද? එයාගේ මල්ලි කෙනෙක් හිටියේ. එයා තමයි කැලෑ පැත්තට ගහන්න පටන් ගත්තේ මුලින්ම.
ඒ කැලෑ පැත්තට ගහද්දී හරියට මාසෙකට සැරයක් කැලෑ පැත්තරයක් ගහන්න ඕනේ හින්දා කැලෙන්ඩර් හැදුවා කැලෑ පැත්තට කොන ගන්න.
කැලෑ පැත්තට ෂෙඩියුල් එක හදන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ පෝස්ටිං ෂෙඩියුල් එකක් හදා ගන්න ඕනේ තමයි මුලින්ම කැලෙන්ඩර් කියන එක හැදලා තියෙන්නේ.
බලන්නකො නේද ඒක.
මේ ළමයා ගෑ ගන්නවා ඒක වැඩි හිතන්නේ නැහැ. That's like a background thing now. Like that's like I work out of a kitchen. I can't help it like this.
එහෙම තමයි බේබි ඩැඩි කෙනෙක් වෙනවා.
Baby daddy.
කොහොමද ඔයගේ බේබි ඩැඩි එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක කියන්නේ? දැන් අවුරුද්දක් අපි දැන් මේ රෙසලූෂන්ස් ගැන කතා කරද්දී we should probably talk about the past year නේද? අපි මේ පොඩ්කාස්ට් එකත් අවුරුද්දක් කරා. කැලෙන්ඩර් එකත් අවුරුද්දක් ගියා. ගොඩක් දේවල් සිද්ධ වුණා.
Oh. And my year was crazy, like you know, it was still is, but it was godak ඉතින් මං ගැන ඉගෙන ගත්ත කොට දේවල් අලුත් දේවල් මම සෙල්ලම් ඩාලා නෙවෙයි දැන් කියන එක මේ but I'm still weird, like I'm still freaking weird. I do stupid shit but ඉස්සර වේඩ් එකකින් stupid shit කරන්න ගියා දැන්
අනිවාර්යයෙන් but you know, responsibilities. අපිට කියනවනේ මොනවද වුණාම ඩයමන්ඩ් හැදෙනවා කියන්නේ නේ.
artificial diamond තියෙනවා දැන්. I watched a video about this man.
The artificial diamond හදන්නෙත් ඒ pressure එකෙන් තමයි ඉතින්.
I know, but to be honest, like you open the freaking trap door, okay? Like I just watched this like a long ass video about how artificial diamonds are made. Like in machine, it's insane. Like you know, yeah. I don't know whether you guys follow. You know that guy who breaks down phones and shit. Jerry Rig everything. Yeah.
Jerry Rig everything.
Uge video එකක් තියෙනවා. ගිහින් බලන්න ඕන. මේ it's like sick much and the amount of pressure they create. That machine is like millions, obviously. Like you know, but they get very close. But yeah, in couple of years, I hope to do stupid shit with my kids. So like you know, like we are together. But at the moment, I think it's a lot of before the recording. Rajit bragged about having a 3-hour nap and I was like, oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, but I like something you said, New Year reflections. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So obviously New Year ගැන කතා කරද්දී මේ like you know ගොඩක් කට්ටිය resolutions ගැන කියන්නේ. Okay, this New Year I'm going to do something. I'm going to you know go to the gym or eat better or like you know learn something. I don't know. I think to me personally I try doing that. මට හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද මට අවුරුද්ද මුල ආස දේවල් නෙමෙයි පෙබ්‍රුවාරි වෙද්දී ආස දේවල්. ඊපස්සේ මාර්තුවෙද්දී වෙනම දේවල් ටිකක් තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඔහොම ගියාම කිසිම තේරුමක් නැති එක්සර්සයිස් එකක් මට. So actually what I prefer to do is I look back. Right? I like to do reflections. ගිය අවුරුද්ද මොකද කරේ? මේ you know did I become better? Did I learn something? මගේ තියෙනවා මේ thing that I say to myself is like if you look at yourself last year January, right, and don't think of yourself as a dumb idiot, then you haven't grown at all. So exactly. I always like to think that hey, I know I learned a lot of lessons. I know better now. True. And I can you know with that I know that I can face my next year. And ලබන අවුරුද්ද ජනවාරි වලත් මම වලගේ අර මොඩේ දැක්කද ගිය ජනවාරි වල කියපු පණ්ඩිත කතා
පොඩ්කාස්ට් වල
exactly. So it's good. I හිතන්නේ මේ you know ගොඩක් දැන් වාට නම් අතරම මේ significant events. You had a baby. So podcast එක මේ අහන්න නැති කට්ටිය අහපු නැති කට්ටිය මතක නැති කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා මතක් කරනවා Vishwa became a dad last year, which was a massive thing. Look at this guy. I didn't believe he could do it, but he did it. So
I have to cut.
congrats.
Yeah, konda kapanna ඕන වෙලාවට I can't just feel like a freaking weirdo now. You know the weirdest part about cutting my hair though, like, you know, then konda kapala එනවනේ. Like she can't recognize me. She's like, she starts crying because I'm in that uncanny valley for her. Like, and I'm like, okay, you are dead-ish. You know, you're not dead. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know, so it's.
Have you seen those videos of dads showing up when with like their beard cut? And the kids freak out, and it's like a universal reaction. Doesn't matter your race, your religion, doesn't matter.
It's crazy, but Magana last year I read a lot of books, like not read, freaking listen, because like I'm freaking weird, so I don't have time. But Gyaru, I did a lot of self discovery in a different sense, like, you know, like I wanted to find out, like, you know, what's beyond this logical shit. I always think, like, you know, like science and all that. It's good, like, you know, science, and I really like it. But like when you see life come to this world, you realize like we are bigger than what we understand. So like, you know, last year I started with listening to Ikigai and understanding what purpose is. I thought purpose meant something, but when I read Ikigai, I realized purpose is something else, completely something else. It's just,
so is it fair to say that you became more of an emotional being than just
I think spiritual being, yeah, like, you know, like
spiritual being.
Yeah, like, you know, like I listened to I listened to this really difficult book called your body
Body keeps going.
Body keeps going. Yeah, it was about trauma.
You told me about it. That's why.
It was freaking about trauma. Like, you know, how like you have to reclaim yourself after trauma. It's like this much of a book. Because my wife bought the book and she didn't have the time. She bought it to read, but she didn't have the time, obviously. And then I was like, I was working on the road, so I thought I'll listen to the book. And I was crying. Most of the time I was crying because like trauma is like a big deal for me. Like, you know, I had a lot of shit happen to me. Like, you know, I've written about it, as many of you know.
He rapped about it too.
I rap about it. I sing about it.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Fuck yeah, Wisdom had a great year. Like, that was a good thing as well.
Yeah.
So it
for
was
those who are not aware, Wisdom is Vishwa's
music
AI rap persona.
Yeah, I made some good like love songs as well, because I like, you know, I wrote some like really good stuff last year.
Okay, SoundCloud
I know I should be on SoundCloud, not stupid YouTube. So yeah, that book really helped me realize like I'm more than my trauma, like, you know, I'm more than what happened, you know. And then I listened to what really changed me was Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now. Man, shit was just, I was vibing, like, I was just like, the book starts by saying that we are not our mind is not who we are, and then that really it's basically like Buddhism and all the Eastern philosophies, but it's as a coconut, like, you know, I'm brown outside, white inside. I really resonated with it. ඒක පටාපල් මේ ඌ හොඳට කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක මේ මට කෙන්රික් තමයි කිව්වේ මචං Eckhart Tolle ගැන අහන්න ඕනේ. මම හරි කියලා මම අහන්න නැතුව හිටියා. Then Kendrick went and had the diss, and I was like, bro, who are you now? And I went back and listened to freaking Eckhart, and it was really good. It was really good. Then now I'm listening to, and I listen to Artist Way. It was really important. Like
Artist Way.
Artist Way is Julie him. I can't remember her name. So she's an artist based in New York. She teach people how to tap into your creative energy. Like, you know, how like so like that you can create every day kind of a thing. But I had to wait till inspiration strikes me. I don't do that anymore. I can just like, you know, මන්තරයක් තියෙන එක කියන්නේ කිව්වට පස්සේ එනවා.
මම භූතේක වගේ වතුනා.
අර
ක්‍රියේටිව් භූතේ එනවා.
He-Man මොකක්ද කියන්නේ by the grace කරන whatever the fuck like ඒ වගේ තමයි. No, basically මචං ඒ කියන්නේ මේ like කියන්නේ like you don't have to call it the creator, okay? Like, you can call it God, you can call it the universe. The universe has a need to make new shit all the time. It's clash and make new shit, clash and make new shit, right? So like
entropy.
Entropy basically. Like creativity is also something you can tap into, and then like, you know, I mean, like you can call upon that energy when you want it, but it's a reality in the really freaking art must be good kind of like art.
Yeah.
So it's
Art must be conformist. Yeah.
yes. කියන දේ කරන්න ඕනේ කියන දේ කරේ නැතරම් පුකට
සල්ලි දෙන්නේ නැහැ.
සල්ලි දෙන්නේ නැහැ සල්ලි දුන්නේ නැත්නම් කන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ කන්න දුන්නේ නැත්නම් පාරට බහිනවා so that spiral එකේ ගැලවෙන දේ කියලා දෙනවා like you can just create you don't have to be good the whole point is creating so like I've been having a lot of fun with it like now I'm listening to
I mean at the root of it right like creating is coming up with something new right and coming up with something new is something that is like uniquely human right again අපේ මොලේ like we just come up with something that no one has thought before no one has done before where does it come from like is there like a book inside like like there I'm gonna pivot to AI always,
let's go
yeah so AI එකක් කියන්නේ දැන් අපි we talk about LLMs all the time but all these things are like using information it has seen before right there's no true creativity in there there might be we are hitting the year of true creativity but like that's for a later episode පටන් ගන්න විතරයි so I think Balad is truly fascinating. It like Samahara, there was a theory. I think this is debunked now, but like it truly feels like a quantum phenomenon in our brains. How do we just create something, right? And when you zoom into our world, right, the quantum level, we see the randomness. We see superposition. We see Schrodinger's equations. Like you can't really know something is there until you really look at it. And it could be anywhere.
Exactly.
So to me, that's the spark. That's the spark of creativity. It's very quantum.
It is very quantum because like obviously like most of what I do what I write and all that is based on what I've seen but then there's this part where like the matter why I write most of the time is like during the day sometimes I go and like a part like I hit like a fucking sentence hit me like I'm like oh now I have to write about it so I sit down and just write and then where did that come from like is it just shit rattling like did you see they did that monkey they didn't really do it like they did the math for it I think like if can actually a bunch of monkeys write Shakespeare
okay I know about it but I'm curious to see what your take on it is
so basically if you plop down a bunch of monkeys in front of keyboards and or like typewriters or whatever and give them infinite time they'll end up writing what Shakespeare wrote because like but I don't know, like, like I mean, recently I've been thinking when I was reading about the whole trauma thing, like, will I be myself without my trauma? Like, I mean, like, then I got thinking, like, maybe is there in the multiverse, which I fucking hate. I hate the multiverse so much.
Yeah, it's such a cop out.
It's a cop out. Cop out. මම කල්පනා කරා like multiverse
extremely lazy right
multiverse එකක් මගේ version එකක් ඇද්ද who didn't go through trauma like it is that's not me like I mean he look like me he smell like me
you are the sum of all your life experience
exactly good bad ugly everything I mean it's exactly so like so that's why like that's why art doesn't have to be good anymore I mean mama හිතා හිටියා පොතක් ලියුවොත් ඒකට 1000ක් විකින who the fuck cares like it's so freeing like so that's my reflection like I became free like I don't know like all this like I got
that's true so you were kind of like you felt chained down
like
by your own expectations
exactly
see that's a profound realization right like obviously like once your basic needs are met right then obviously එදා වේලා කන්න බැයි නම් හරියට job එකක් මොකුත් නැත්නම් yes you have to get your fundamentals right because you need to survive right I don't think you need to be delusional about it and that's something every human has to deal with but I think once you get to a position where like okay your basic needs are covered then you shouldn't have to run this race that everyone is running you should explore yourself you should try to see what you can offer to the world අර අපි එදා අපි creativity ගැන ගොඩක් කතා කරේ අචින්තයට ආපු දවසේ one of the things she mentioned is like she wants to leave a mark in the world doesn't matter it's good or bad but 50 years later you can still look up a name Vishwa search karama there's going to be ISBN records there's going to be like
Yeah, exactly.
published
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
you're
Oh
immortal.
shit, my raps.
Your raps, you're immortal.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
now we are in the internet age, so every fucking photo you put somewhere is going to be
Yeah.
you. First of all, it's going to be used to train like a bunch of AIs, but after that, it's going to be immortalized. Yeah.
මට ගියවරුද්ද හම්බෙච්ච හොඳම advice එක
Uh,
තමයි my friend Liam, he was like, where he put like, I don't know, I think I shared something on Facebook and he was like, find a boring job and your hobbies will become like drugs, you know, like, and I did, and I
An
went,
escape.
yeah, and went out and got a really fucking boring job, and now like
Yeah.
bill ටික ගෙවෙන, so I have like, you know, chill එකේ ඉන්න ගමන් I have time to do my craft, you know. That was the best advice I've gotten in a really, really long time. After you asking me to get into IT, that's the best one. So, like, you know, yeah.
I mean, see, the thing is, so like, I mean, maybe I think people need a creative expression, like an outlet.
Yeah.
Then if like, and you don't necessarily have to get paid for it, but I think if there's enough people who share the same outlet, you will eventually get paid for it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just that's how the
world
society works.
Yeah. Masters get paid. මට මේ ළඟදී තේරුම් තමයි, like, if you're a master at what you do, like, it master කියන එක දවසින් එන්නේ නැහැ බං, like, you know, even if you just whistle for an hour,
Oh.
you're better than you were an hour ago.
Yeah.
And you do that for 10,000 hours as the metric goes. Maybe there'll be
I get 10,000 to 8,000.
it depends on the, I don't know, it's a lie. I mean, I don't think that's it's just- මම හිතන්නේ, like, you know, if you keep doing it, something like you said, like, you know, somebody will hear you whistle and they'll be like, එන්න whistle
Holy
ගහන්න.
shit, this guy can whistle.
Exactly. You know, that's, I mean, that's it is like,
Yeah.
so yeah, so like you never know like you have to be open to opportunity. That's my thing, like, you know, man තේරුම් ගත්ත දේ, like, you have to really be open to opportunities. Like, you have to go see people, talk to people, and if you are in the room තඩියෙන් විසිල් ගාවද පැය 10 අවුරුදු 200ක් විසිල් ගාවත් nobody would care, like, you know, only 4
Yeah,
balls, like,
yeah.
you know, so
Yeah, you had to put yourself out there.
Exactly.
And you had to chase opportunities.
that's how you become Emperor Musk, you know, like, you know.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම. This is psychologist who writes, I think it's a psychologist or sociologist, Malcolm Gladwell. He's a very popular guy. A lot of people read him. He has written a bunch of books, and one of the things he always talks about is like how people succeed,
Yeah.
right? What's the secret behind success? So there's two things: luck
Yeah. Definitely.
and your tendency to follow through with your opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's basically luck and perseverance.
Yes. Yeah.
So first of all, if you are lucky, you will be born to a rich family.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you won't even have to work. You can draw and do your creative things free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's luck. That's privilege.
Yeah.
Privilege is entirely luck. Maybe you are born in a white country instead of being born in like Africa or India or, you know, somewhere that you'll have to really struggle to survive.
So, yeah.
But after that, if you get an opportunity, you have to follow it. If you don't follow it, you lose it. Doesn't matter you're the richest person's son. You don't follow through it, you're going to be a lazy slob.
Yeah. You're going to destroy your bloody life, you know, like, that's,
Yeah. ඉතින් ඔය දෙක තමා ඔය ස්ටැට්ස් දෙක බැලන්ස් කරගන්න.
Yeah.
Right? So the good news is, you know, willpower, hard work, it's not luck dependent, right?
No.
It's something that you can come up with in yourself. So you might be, you know, disadvantaged. You might have 1,000 things to deal with. But if you persevere, that means any opportunity that you get, you will try. You will fight like hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will work your through it. So you don't have to feel discouraged. අයියෝ මං ඉපදුන රට හරි නෑ. මං ඉපදුන කාලේ හරි නෑ. මගේ යාළුවෝ හරි නෑ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. You can catch up to that by trying hard.
Yeah.
And over time, statistically, right? You always get better.
Yeah, like, because, like, I don't know, like, that I believe I was really privileged, like, you know, to be here and everything, like, to come to a white country and do all this shit. Like, it was really luck. But, like, we've been in this country for like 8 years, but looking back, all I see is like, oh shit, this fucker didn't quit. Like, no, there were hard days. There were really freaking hard days. And just keep going. You just roll with the punch, because what else are you going to do? Like, you know, like, turn tail and, like, you know, live a lie and, like, not achieve what you're supposed to do. Like, you know, what kind of life is that? Like, you know.
Yeah, you have to be a stone, stubborn motherfucker, right? You can't give up.
Who the fuck was that?
And-
Herschel Lowell. I always forget this guy's name. Okay, Harry Cosmos එකේ මූ ගැන කිව්වේ මචං. හරි. Bro had the idea for electromagnetic waves in 1600s. Alright? He had it. He had it. Like he knew what it was like. He was so worried that people will judge him and people will ridicule him. He just hid it. He didn't want to talk about it. And like after like.
However, back then, if you say the wrong thing, the church will fuck you up. So can you really blame?
But like we would be so bloody far ahead right now if we knew about electromagnetic waves in 1600s. Like I mean, this is way before color, like like prisms and all these inventions, right? Bro, it was like just
I think I may have read about him. I'm not sure if it's the same guy. So he wrote that down somewhere and gave it to his friend to publish it after he died.
I think so.
The same guy?
I think so. I can't remember. You ask. Chemistry he's a really genius bugger. But like self-doubt held humanity back.
He was proud of it, but he was so embarrassed and worried about like how it will be perceived. He wrote it down and gave it to his friend, and his friend published it like 30 years later. Ha ha ha! Look at this joke my friend did before he died. Like he prefaced it saying, "This is just a joke."
Lol, JK. Look at this. Bro,
in some programs it says like the contents in this program does not express the views of the network. Okay.
But I had self-doubt ever since the beginning. I was always thinking I've deleted so much shit when I write. I just hit delete because I'm like, that's good. You need to have that. You need to be critical. But if you are critical to the point where you are holding back humanity, you're holding back something that's like, I don't know, like the fear, the main thing is fear, right? Like, make a fail.
Self-doubt.
Yeah. Like, rejection, fear, self-doubt factor. It's easy to create your own luck and it's easy to persevere. So because I don't know, like I've seen
it comes from shame. So there is this thing like shame is a very strong emotion that humans feel in general, right? I read about this recently. When you are a kid, like when you are an infant, toddler, right? You learn the world through your parents. You don't know language, right? Your vision is not fully developed, your hearing, your brain, nothing is fully developed. But the key things that you understand is like happiness, laughter equals encouragement, shame equals discouragement. So if you don't learn how to process shame, or if you were excessively shamed, like your shame receptors are all fucked up, eventually you become an adult who has a lot of self-doubt. Because you're embarrassed, you're ashamed, you're worried.
Can I share something I recently discovered? Like, this is something it's awesome that you brought up the word shame, okay? දැන් ඔබ ලංකාවේදී මචං like තැනකට කියලා කතා කරන්න නිකන් පැකිලෙනවා වගේ න දෙමව්පියන් නෑ මෙයා ලැජ්ජයි කියලා, right? But what does ලැජ්ජ mean? Like, ලැජ්ජ doesn't mean like සබකෝලේ කියන එක නෙතන වචනේ ඇත්තටම වෙන්නේ නේ. කියන්නේ පැකිලෙනවා කියන එක වගේ. ලැජ්ජයි කියන්නේ you are ashamed to talk. So that's
very self-demeaning.
That's very self-demeaning. And it's funny you said that about Shira. Like, whenever I do something new around my kid, like she looks to my face to understand how she should feel. Like, when we was giving her new food, they were like, okay, I ate something, I don't know what to feel, tell me what to feel. So like, if you grew up in an environment where you were constantly measured against things like academic performances, like ඒ වගේ දේවල් වටේ ජීවත් වෙද්දී like you start
අරතරන් ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ, අරතරන් ලකුණු නෑ, අරතරන් ලස්සන නෑ,
අරතරන් උස නෑ. Like if you are constantly like measured against different things, no matter how much luck you have, no matter how much of a persevering person you are, you cripple yourself with self-doubt. So I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, I think perseverance is a side effect of having a balanced I guess like a mind or whatever, right? Because perseverance requires willpower.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
willpower is a finite thing. You need to learn how to budget it. You need to learn how to use it. And if you use all your willpower to like fight your inner demons, you're not gonna have enough
Yeah.
willpower to like
If getting
know,
out of
go
bed
see
is
things.
difficult for you, like you have to use like 80% of your willpower just to get out of bed. You're pretty much done. Like that's all you're gonna do
Yeah.
for the day. Like so.
I think that's a good point, because then if you are the kind of person who needs 80% of their willpower to get out of bed, then bro, before you create things, try to figure out how not to feel that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to work on yourself before you can
You have to create
on
yourself.
the world.
You have to create your.
Annahari.
I don't, honestly, like,
Annahari.
last year that was my thing. Like I created myself. I had these definitions put up by people around me and all that shit, and I erased all that and I drew me again, and that was so fucking powerful. Like like honestly, like because like I define myself with trauma. Like this happened to me, that happened to me, and all that. Now I'm very open to talk about it. Also, like literally yesterday I wrote something very difficult and published it, and I don't care because like I mean that's not me anymore. Like I'm a new person.
Yeah,
like,
you should definitely not see. The thing is, I mean, I'm sure you are familiar with like self-pity as a concept.
Oh yeah.
මන්ද සිංහලින් කෙනෙකුට self-pity වචනයක් තියෙනවද සිංහල self-pity වල?
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna do that about
No.
pity.
I know you're gonna start. Swam pity.
Swam pity. නිවසේදීම ස්වයම් පිටි සාදා ගන්න ආකාරය. I'm pretty sure there's a word. Yeah.
Self-pity.
Yeah.
Self-pity කියන්නේ තමන්ගම අනුකම්පා කරගන්න.
Oh, අනේ
I think
මම පව්. ඒක
දැන් මම පවුනේ කියන්නේ මේ it's a glitch in our brains.
Yeah.
Right? So our brains love to make sense of things. හරිද? අපිට මොකක් හරි මොකකට හේතුවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. අපි හේතුවක් නැති දෙයක් වුණත් අපි හේතු හොයනවා. අපි හස දෙය වලාකුළක් දෙය බලපුවම instead of seeing a gas cloud we see fucking ships sailing. Like that's just how we are built, right?
Yeah. Pattern.
Yeah. Because people who were able to recognize patterns survived Africa.
Yeah.
Survived the savannah.
Yeah.
Right? තනකොළ හෙල්ලෙද්දී අන්න සිංහෙක් කියලා දූපේක සිංහෙක් හිටිය නැතත් ඌ දුවපු නිසා වෙන දවසක ඌ බේරෙනවා. දුවපු නැති එක ආයි බචන් තනකොළනේ තියෙන කියලා ගිහලා ඌ මැරෙනවා. So that's kind of how it happens. So we love to hallucinate and find patterns. ඉතින් අපිට දේවල් වුණාම we are frustrated. We are like, why did this happen to us? Right? And if you say මං පවුනේ මං වගේ අහිංසක ළමයට මෙහෙම දෙයක් වුණානේ මට මං හිකින්ද හරි පවුනේ මං හරි අසරණයිනේ කියලා හිතච්ච ගමන් our mind gets really happy. Okay, so
endorphin.
closure. ආයෙ මේක ගැන හිතන්න ඕනේ නැහැ නේ කියලා. I think that's a trap.
That's a big
keep
trap.
doing that. දේවල් වෙච්ච ගමන් මේ you instead of figuring out why did this happen, how can I avoid this from happening, you just justify it. මං වගේ කෙනෙක්ට මේ වගේ දේවල් වෙනවා. මොකද මං පවුනේ. මං අසරණ ළමෙක් නේ කියලා. I think that's a big trap.
Yeah.
So don't fall for it. So
මොකද වෙන්නේ like I mean like you said much exactly that like your brain loves to sit there and just like secrete
so
like,
trauma again කිව්වේ.
Yeah.
So when you have trauma and if you let yourself get defined by that trauma, you're basically saying මම පවුනේ. මට මෙහෙම වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් නේ මම.
Yeah. Like I understand like my other realization is pain is inevitable. You can just walk down the road and you will get into pain. But suffering is purely fucking optional. You don't have, because suffering is reliving pain on a different day, like I mean we carry shit much, like that's the biggest problem. We love to carry shit and we love to less hold on to things and like because then you don't have to work on the dream, right? Because then you can be like nah ada karake telne anything evidapang, like just give excuses. Like you can give a billion freaking excuses, like you know, because you can come up with new excuses for your excuses if you really want. But when you
pain experience, suffering is perception,
yeah, definitely, yeah, like it's how you look at it. Like I mean I follow this guy who lost his left foot for cancer, right? Fucker is more positive than I've been positive on my on his worst day. He's more positive than I've been more positive on my most positive fucking day. Right? Bro makes jokes. He twists his prosthetic leg around. He pimps it out. He's in Canada, so he can do that. I mean, but like he's so
free healthcare, baby.
Yeah, free healthcare. You know what I mean? Like he's so positive about his loss. Like, you know, I mean, this loss shit, like, you know, the like, I don't know, like, you know, I mean, Praveen Hitian.
Do you think he became that way because of the loss, or he was just like that and it just happened?
Exactly, like when you lose, because we are afraid to lose, okay? But the minute you lose, on you realize, I'm still here. Mama tama panapeti sangamali, you know, like, you know, I mean, then only you realize. Then I didn't fucking die. But did you die? You know, like you know, even when you die, when you're born again, you're like, I'm still not dead. Mama tama metan. Like, you know, just this samsara crap never ends. You know, it's just like so. Never ending there again. Like, really hamadam ena, right? If we get mad at the sun, like, you know, 8 hours later, you have to get mad again because sun is gonna come up. What are you gonna do, right? You know, gonna fight a freaking gas giant like ball, like, you know, no, like you can't.
You know what they say? If you have a problem and there's something you can do about it, don't bother complaining about it.
Yeah.
If there's nothing you can do about it, there's no point complaining about it.
Like, like, you know, most of the time what people need is somebody to listen to their shit, you know, like that's what therapy is, right? Like they just want to talk it out.
I think that's what friends are. That's what family is supposed to do most of the time, you know.
Like what the world need is more ears, not, I don't know, like AI, or AI can be an ear as well. Like, you know, you can train your AI to give you therapy.
Excellent therapy.
Yeah.
One of the first things that people realized about AI is that, bro, this thing listens. And it's so positive.
It won't let you die. Like, you know, I mean, so like it'll die trying to keep you alive. So so that's what I think. That's what, I don't know, like, you know, I mean, that's what the world needs, more ears. So like,
and here's the thing, right? Like, people think that, oh, I was always a negative person. I was always a depressed person. I was always like, you know, letting yourself defined by a certain thing, right? But what you had to realize is that our thinking, nothing is set in stone. Like human brain, there's this concept called plasticity. I don't know if we talked about it before.
I think we did.
Our brain is, it's called plastic. Plastic basically the point is it's malleable. It can change its neural pathways. Then whenever we establish a behavior, store a memory, what we do is we record a neural firing pathway. ඇතුලේ සර්කිට් එකක් හදා ගන්නවා වයර් හිතන්නකො නිකන් සර්කිට් එකක් වයර් හැමතැනම ඩොට්ස් කනෙක්ට් වෙලා තියෙනවා අපි කනෙක්ෂන් එකක් හදනවා දැන් අපි පොඩි කාලේ අපිට දේවල් සිද්ධ වුණාම ට්‍රෝමැටික් දෙයක් වුණාම අපි ඒ ගැන ගොඩාක් හිතනවා ඒක හිනම මේ අපිට ෂොක් එකක් so you get this really thick wire very strong thick wire that forces us to remember this right so whenever something happens
it's a survival thing
happens it's a survival thing because we need to remember if something bad happens right සිංහෙක් කෑවා කියන්නේ අපේ මල්ලිව සිංහෙක් කෑවා කියන්නේ you remember that shit and you know to avoid that fucking animal right so it's useful but in the modern world it's a little messed up and also sometimes you know nature evolution is not perfect it's good enough that's basically they have
premise that's the whole thing
like it's gonna make you do something that is enough for you to live long enough to reproduce that's it so my point is so these neural pathways in our brains these big thick wires that are traumatic experiences it's very hard to get rid of them so like මචං දුක හිතෙන්න එපා අර ડિප්‍රෙස් වෙච්ච එකට කියලා අඬන්න එපා කියන වගේ එකක් නෙමෙයි අපි මෙතන කියන්නේ
no දුක් වෙන්න ඕන like you got but the thing is we like look around like you know I mean we live in a world full of like magic now you know I mean that's literally freaking magic around us and we are so oblivious to that now Harry so like it's not the mata mulimma depression hadichcha kala when I told my parents, they thought like they'll have to commit me to a freaking asylum or whatever, because like they had no
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
what to do. Like, I mean,
yeah.
like, but then weddhi, like, පහුගිය අවුරුදු 15 ඇතුළත ලෝකෙ වෙනස් වෙච්ච විදිහ ගත්තොත් that's mad. So like, we don't have excuses anymore. Like, if you want to get healed, you can get healed. But the thing is, people love sorrow. People love pain, because when you relieve pain, your body gives you good chemicals. So you think, you get into like, I mean, we talk about dopamine loops a lot, like about social
Pain
media.
is addictive.
Pain
Yeah,
is,
suffering is addictive.
Suffering is really, 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 really addictive. So you end up hurting yourself more than you help yourself. But the thing is, if positive change is so instantaneous sometimes. You keep pushing, and when you hit the 10,000 or 8,000 or 80,000 mark, it's just a flood.
So that's exactly the point I was trying to make. So I was talking about circuits, right?
Yeah.
There's a thick wire. And api mola machan, because it changes. It can be influenced by different things. You can start making other deeper memories, right? It could be a habit. It could be like something you consume. Like, mindset එක වෙනස් කරගන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Mindset එක වෙනස් කරගන්නවා කියලා අදහස් කරන්නේ, you start, connecting other wires.
Yeah.
And eventually that wire that you started connecting becomes big enough that when some intense event happens, instead of the current flowing through your old wire, most of it flows through the new wire.
Yeah.
So suddenly you are not defined by your trauma or whatever that sad event that was holding you back, because you have built a different pathway for your brain, your mind to follow when intense event happens. Because traumas wala godak වෙන්නේ, like, it surfaces whenever something intense happens. It could be intensely happy thing, intensely sad thing, whatever that are triggers කියලා කියන්නේ මචං. So more triggers you have, more risk of like resurfacing your trauma and your behaviors, bad behaviors, you are at risk of, right? But if you have other pathways for you to process your emotions, your intense triggers, then suddenly that becomes less and less and less important. And now here's the thing, our brains, it also has garbage collection, because our brains are finite. It cannot have more infinite amount of pathways. So one day your brain is going to be like, මේ පරණ වයර් එකක් තියෙනවා නේ, මේක වැඩක් නැහැ නේ, ගොඩ කාලෙකින් මේකෙන් හරියට කරන්ට් යන්නේ නැහැ. Let's rip it out. Let's use those for some other reason. And suddenly you won't even recognize who you were a couple of years ago.
That happens.
So that's very powerful.
That's what I really love what you said. Like, කියන්නේ මුලදී පටන් ගන්නකොට කිව්වේ like ගිය අවුරුද්දේ ජනවාරි වෙලදී හිටපෙකා බූරුවෙක් කියලා තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් you haven't grown. That means you've been going using the same freaking old wires in your brain. You haven't made a single new wire. Like, like it is so like, that's what I really like that when you said like New Year reflection. I was like, fuck yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, resolution can like. What is that even like? Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym. You don't know what's gonna happen this year.
Yeah.
See, that's why I like that.
Do you really even want to go to the gym? Maybe you are okay with going on a hike or something.
You'll realize you like to get endorphins in different ways, So that's why the book Power of Now was really helpful, because like I was living in the past all my life, like, picture devalla hira vela, like, I was in this thing, but the power of now is look around, like, what can you feel? Like, for years my therapist were like, oh, you have to ground when you're anxious, you have to like ground when you're anxious, you have to be mindful when you're anxious. Like, bro, what is that even?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah.
But the thing is, ඒ වචන හැමෝටම එකිනෙකාට එක එක meaning තියෙනවා. Like, the මට වෙච්ච දේ තමයි I read those books, what I realized was like I'm just the stupid universe, aren't I? Like, I'm everything. Like, I'm not really.
Oh, we are just advanced monkeys.
Monkeys, like.
One of the things I realized last year is that I'm just an advanced monkey. Like, I love, like, I know I myself included, but in general, we love to think that we are in control.
Yeah.
We love to think that we know what we are doing. But we are not. We are just monkeys. We are instinct and emotional driven monkeys. We just have like a little bit of superior way to like self-reflect and analyze ourselves and catch ourselves. So that's all we can do. All we can do is catch ourselves.
Pretty sure you can teach that to a monkey with enough like resources as well. Like, so why pretend like, you're gonna go to the gym every 3 days? Some people can. I've met people like type A personalities can do that. Like, they are very driven. But most of us are just freaking human, right? We are not like even though we work with machines and everything, machines are part of our lives. We are not machines. We can't.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think some people can just do it. It feels like they can just do
Yeah.
it, but that's because they have discipline themselves. They
Yeah.
have groundwork එක දාලා
Yeah,
තියෙන්නේ,
yeah.
and most likely they didn't have to deal with some bullshit maybe, and that was easier, which
Yeah.
goes back to privilege.
Privilege, yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, like, everyone's human, right?
Yeah.
More or less everyone has the same biological brain.
Yeah.
Some people might have issues with their prefrontal cortex or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't regulate this and that, but at the end of the day, right, we are all human, and I think you need to be a little humble.
Yeah.
Right? You
So-
are a monkey,
Yeah.
and a monkey see, monkey do. You need rewards, you need punishments. You
Yeah.
can, like,
So what-
self-regulating is the only thing that we have
We
as
have,
a human.
exactly.
Compared, yeah.
So I think what we're trying to say is, like, there is no cookie cutter solution. Like, social media loves to give you this cookie cutter solution, like, they're like, like, right? So all this fucking
Oh,
thing, like,
I think I hate our concept. It does not make you a better person. Like, if you wake up at 4 o'clock, I'm very happy for you, and
Yeah.
that's awesome. Maybe that's a way to, like, build willpower and, like, discipline. But it doesn't matter. You can wake up whenever the fuck you want, but you stick to a plan. You
Yeah.
do your thing.
So algorithm loves to show us these, like, perfect people, but ඔක්කොම 4ට නැගිටින්න කලින් නැගිටලා කැමරාව සෙට් කරලා බොරුවට 4ට නැගිටිනවා කියලා පෙන්නන්නේ. Like, none of our fucking monkey brains can comprehend that this is a video. This is a fake ass thing. This is the fakest thing
Yeah.
there is. It's called video. Like, I mean, it's edited. It's like, it's chopped up. I mean, this is like somebody's, like, who's never edit කරන්නේ කොහේ ඉන්දුනීසියාවේ ඉන්න කොල්ලෙක් ඌ පාන්දර 4ට නැගිටලා edit කරලා like, nobody see the actual. No, if you're grinding, you don't have time to set up a motherfucking camera. Okay, you don't. Period. Like, people who work hard.
Yeah, but the bro is grinding content.
Yeah,
That point,
exactly.
like
that's it. Like, so if you spend this year watching motherfucking perfect people on the algorithm, you've lost the game before you even start. So, like, create yourself. That's my reflection. Like, that's how I got
Yeah.
through last year. I created myself. Like, I mean, I erased all the definitions I've gotten from teachers, parents, family, loved ones, all that, and I created, like, Amu Tama. I don't even have a name for myself these days. Like, like, I think like, if all these years, like, I haven't had a name for myself, but, like, I'm this new version. So, like,
you are you.
Yeah. Yeah, මට පියා බණ්ඩ පුළුවන්. Sorry.
අම්මට ඒක කපන්න හොඳේ මේක පොඩි ළමයි අහන පොඩ්කාස්ට් එකක්.
No, like, that's the thing, like, that's the
Yeah, that's good.
that's the new year wish for y'all. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
පියා බණ්ඩ පුළුවන් වේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා
ප්‍රාර්ථනා
කරනවා.
කරනවා. Like,
Yeah.
I told you, man, like, I will go on කියලා අපිට පටන් ගන්න කිව්වේ, like, that's
Yeah. ගොඩක් දේවල් කියන්න තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි එන්නේ දැන් මාසෙට සැරේ නේ.
දැන් මම හිතුවේ අපි මචං එක එපිසෝඩ් එක සීසන් එකක් කරමු කියලා. Like,
අන්න මචං idea. Oh, you know what we should do? We'll get one episode, we'll chop it up to shorts. The short told episode එක ගන්න දාන්න.
haven't we been talking
මේක
about
අහන්නේ නේ දැන් කුණාර අපිට අනිත් පැත්තට කුණාර කියන්න මට.
අනේ but yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a
So,
we were off for a month, I think, nearly.
yeah, month and a half.
Month and a half,
Well, I
right.
mean, it's holidays.
It's a holidays, yeah. It's the 90s.
වැඩ set වෙනවා.
No,
Yeah.
lot of
I
shit
think-
happened is what,
Yeah.
what I wanted to say. Like, lot of shit happened in the world, I don't even know where to unpack. Like, I mean, it's just
Well, we can unpack by starting with the word of the year.
brain
which is
rot.
brain rot.
I love that. Me, like, honestly, like, then thamata theory, dead internet theory is right. Like, I don't see new shit at all anymore. Like, I mean, it's just,
Do you know the dead internet theory, like what actually it means?
go on.
It basically says that මේ internet එකේ කවුරුත් ඇත්ත මිනිස්සු නැහැ.
Like,
Either a bot. Yeah, that's the dead internet theory. Like, anything you see is either generated, it's a bot, or it's a guy pretending to be another guy pretending to be a girl. That's how it started, but now it's kind of like taken a bunch of meanings.
I don't know, like, content ruined the internet, like that's all I can say. Like, I mean, it built the internet, then now it's breaking the internet. Like, I mean, Jesus, the amount of shit that's draped as an ad, like, I told her, and now apparently it's an ad.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell
Yep.
either it's selling me something or it's pissing me off. Like,
No, so there is this phenomenon called enshittification. Have you heard of that?
what the fuck is that? No, what is that?
Enshittification.
I love
It's also called crepification or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a term that was coined by some white dude, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Social scientist connect. Basic idea is that, like, since the internet and the smartphone peaked, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like the $10 up until then, all these internet companies, products, services, they were trying to win you over, right? They were trying to offer good services, cheaper services, more efficient. Like, there was always this like positive incentive for them to like positive motivation to give you a better solution.
Yeah.
But there was a time, I don't know exactly, where kind of things flipped.
Yeah.
People realized that no matter what we do, these fuckers are addicted to their computers. They're addicted to these services. Right? And then suddenly you had all these subscription services. It's a simple subscription services. That shit did not exist.
Dollar Shave Club. The races.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you? I don't shave anyway, so it didn't apply to me. It bugged me. Like, why do I have to pay you monthly to get races? Like, I can just go and buy it on this, but like now everything you have to subscribe. Like, literally everything is a subscription.
Everything subscribe. ඒ කාලේ මතකද දැන් මේ TV service වලට ගෙවන්න ඕනේ නැති හින්දා Netflix ගත්තාම ඔක්කොම හරි කියලා we were like, yeah, it was like a revolutionary thing. But now there's like 6 different streaming services you have to pay for. If you want to watch a movie, chances are you have to pay for another fucking service. Or you pirate it.
ඒව කරන්න එපා, පෞසිත් වෙනවා.
එහෙම කරන්න. So enshittification is a thing that, like, it's basically like a lot of platforms evolve to monetize. Like, they prioritize monetization over like quality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that leads to like degraded experience. Then, I mean, obviously, like, we talked about video games and how like predatory they are, how like they fuck with your mind and get you addicted.
Yeah.
But that exists for every single thing these days.
Yeah.
කිසි දෙයක් කරන්න බෑ subscription එකක් ගෙවන්න නැතුව. ඒ ගෙවලා ගන්න service එකත් පට්ට charter. So enshittification promotes like shitty products that like prioritizes making money of everything, and that's how we come to like today's YouTube algorithm, today's like meta algorithms, like which prioritizes engagement over everything. Engagement can like either it makes you happy or it makes you angry, and it makes you like share or comment. Right? Or the metrics can. And generally people find out that anything that makes you sad or angry, you are like 5 or 10 times more likely to engage with that content. I think you don't need like some fucking mastermind in a cave doing these things. Just mathematically, when you put the right incentives, that's the outcome.
And the other thing is they try to hack the algorithm, right? So they make mistakes on the videos and all this stuff to get more engagement. And that leads to making people fucking retarded or stupid as hell, Like, I mean, I love like what one reels on Facebook because like that algorithm, when I want to be entertained, that's what I go through. And like that's the obvious the comment section is they're just trying to show that they're smarter than everyone else, so they go to the comment section.
Yes.
And
hey, but notice Kalathina, the game ads.
Yeah.
In a random 3D rendered, they're obviously fake. They're not what the actual game is, but they show the ad. Hey, ad dola game gahane patta gong vidira game ek gahane. So apparently it's psychological. You see how bad they are playing and you feel like, mang make karana mita da hondra karana.
Monkeys.
And then you download the game just to show some fucking actor how to play the game better. It's like proven to like increase your downloads.
But then you go back in time, right? Then you read about all these salespeople doing crazy ass shit to sell stuff even without the internet. Like, I don't know, there was this TV show about this guy who goes around selling double insulated windows. අයව ආපු කාලෙම ඇලුමිනියම් ෆ්‍රේම් එකත් එක්ක ගෙවල් වල තියෙන like
Uh-huh.
so the bugger makes a killing. It's not something you really need, okay? It just sounds so freaking cool. It's like think like the car already existed and some guy put a battery in it and now everybody can't stop fucking talking about it because it's like the biggest thing ever. Just as nobody has ever done that. Mama can example so like sales people have always relied on our monkey brains to tell you something you don't need is the most important thing you need right now. We love to blame capitalism and say, oh, billionaires are hoarding resources. No, motherfucker, you gave him that resource. You enabled this and now you're saying mama pao kiela, like, because you bought this crap.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, can you really blame the monkeys?
No, you can't, because monkeys be monkey.
Right. Monkey's gonna monkey, right?
Monkey gonna monkey, they can't stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because they need to feel validated because they have no power in this bloody world. So the only power they can have is buying a robot vacuum that goes around the house. And when people come to the house, be like, yo, my house is clean by a robot monkey that can be hacked. Like, so like, that's what capitalism gave people, fake power.
Yeah.
They bought fake power.
A monkey is gonna get it. I don't know if you talked about it, but there's this concept called like optimal differentiation or something. So the idea behind it is like in a society, right? Like humans especially. I don't know if monkeys necessarily have this social trait.
No,
humans love to feel unique.
Oh yeah.
But unique just enough. Okay, not too unique. Graph එකෙන් ගන්දම අර uniqueness and conformity කියලා දෙපැත්තට access එකක් දාලා there's a line that goes in the middle and it's called the optimal differentiation. And all these sales people, that's what they're trying to target. Like, hey, buy this thing that millions of people have bought, but it'll make you better than everyone else. Right? You get what I'm trying to say?
Bro, literally, like before I got on, I got an ad for a caffeine patch. Okay, like a nicotine patch. It has taurine. I'm like, okay, taurine does nothing to you, by the way. Okay, so instead of like energy drinks are bad for you, but use this patch on you. Okay, alright. So the monkey thing.
Yeah.
I read an article like a couple of years ago, bunch of scientists, because they were bored, thought, hey, let's introduce the concept of money to a bunch of monkeys in a lab. All right.
Okay.
It took them months to get them. I mean, somebody's spending a lot of money on these idiots, okay? මූන් කොහමරි වතුරන්ට පැහැදිලි කරා කාසියක් දුන්නොත් උඹට කිසල් ගෙඩියක් හම්බ වෙනවා වගේ සිස්ටම් එකකට ගෙනාවා.
Yeah.
But it didn't take that long for the male monkeys to find out that you can pay female monkeys to have sex.
Hello.
And it didn't take that long to explain. Again, it took them months. But like prostitution, gambling, and fights, they started happening like exponentially. I was thinking, where have I seen this before?
So you're saying basically capitalism is an emergent property.
It is an emergent property, yes. You end up like, if you give enough time for those monkeys, a monkey Musk will come out and be like, I don't know. I want a Musk filter for my internet browsing. I think I'm going to build that. Like, it filters out anything related to Elon Musk on my phone.
You're out, bro.
Other day
I basically learn things like I hate learning things against my will. Like, I have enough things that I'm interested in that I want to learn about this world. Don't feed me shit that I don't care about.
Like, you can Google any keyword and go to news and Musk is there somehow. Like, like it's like
I have a lot of I'm a conspiracy head when it comes to Musk. Because a lot of people treat him like an idiot, but I don't think he's an idiot.
He's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. That's the thing. Yeah.
He's a vicious person. Yeah.
I think a couple of days ago he said C-sections are getting the way to go, because brain size is controlled by the size of the birth canal. I mean, that's a stupid, dumb thing to say, right? So all these idiots retweeted at him, all these idiots put it on Reddit, say, "Oh, look, Musk is stupid." This guy figured out a way to reuse rockets. He didn't, but his company did. He's a genius. Why do you think if a genius is saying stupid shit, it's just to get a bloody reaction? You know, it's not even him.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think a billionaire?
Yeah, he basically says things that are like just enough to get a reactionary outcome. Like reactionaries kill a venom set like that's like a category of the internet that is like well documented, and that's what Trump targets, and liberals target them too. Like reactionary personality is someone who just reacts to things, and they react to things without really analyzing. It's like a impulsive. Like you can get people to do impulsive things. So what Musk is doing is he's engineering reactionary statements just to like get an audience of people who are reacting to things. Even if you don't like Musk, you are going to seek out Musk shit just so you can get mad about it. Same thing with Trump.
Trump, obviously, like, you know, like I get mad. So I don't really go. I've never shared anything related to Musk since like 2016, like I think, you know, because like bro just wants to be a trillionaire, like, you know, and we are just enabling him, like, you know, we're just letting him. I don't know.
You won't believe how juvenile this whole situation is, right? That Musk used to be like, he was a sweetheart, right? Everyone was like, oh, he's the next Iron Man. He's going to do this and that, right? So, and he was enjoying it. The thing is, bro just loves to be, you know, praised. No, like, who doesn't, right? He's another monkey just like us, just with $1 trillion, right? Probably very soon.
Very soon.
He was such a sweetheart, darling of the internet, this and that. But then what happened was COVID. The fucking government decided to say like, oh yeah, we can't have people working. We have to shut down all factories. But Musk's net worth was reliant on his factories operating because he had like a massive bonus package that he was supposed to receive if they hit a certain production goal, right? Like, I don't know, 1,000 cars a day or something like that. So bro got super freaked out because, you know, shareholders will be like, nah, I think around then COVID happened. Like, shit, you don't get your $55 billion bonus, right? The bro got freaked out and he started campaigning to like keep his factories open. COVID mulakal, that's what he said. But by doing that, he openly like challenged the government, right? Like, especially the California government, which is very liberal. So suddenly the California government turned all its like cannons towards Musk and started shitting on Musk. Oh, look at this Musk, he's a bad guy. He doesn't want to like protect his workers, this and that. That might have been like, you know, Mataka the Bezos we Musk Yeah, so Bezos put all his money in his newspapers to shit on Musk, this and that. Well, Musk got humbled, right? Bro couldn't fathom it. He couldn't stomach it. Then he took a hard turn and he's like, okay, not fuck you guys. I don't care, but either one of you were praising me before, now you are not. So I guess I will find some group of people that will praise me.
Goddamn liberals.
That's it. It's very simple. It's very juvenile.
It is.
And ඊට පස්සේ think, you know, bro is a business head. He sees business like he sees, okay, I can make money off of this. I will do it. Then hitapang Musk. He was a darling of the left or the liberal or progressive because it's like green cars, EV. Oh my God, social, the global warming, climate change, this and that. And he kind of appealed to that. He kept pushing that message because praises right? And he's just doing the exact same thing on the other side. It's just like, I'll just do whatever it takes to be like popular.
But this year's irony was using a Cybertruck to attack Trump Towers, the Trump Hotel. Like the Cybertruck, I was like, I thought it was just an explosion, like a Cybertruck went off because that's a possibility. But then I realized it was an attack. I was like, what? What kind of
it's a developing story. I have a lot of doubts about what they are trying to say there. It's kind of weird.
Like a soldier's the attacker was called a soldier. Like him just flipping just like that is just very I think
Sus, right?
very sus. Very like Godakai,
Oh.
like he was an explosives expert. He didn't have to do something that juvenile to like explode a car. He could have done a lot more damage if he wanted to. And there was
And
another.
the shitty ISIS flags, which doesn't make sense either.
There was another attack in New Jersey. Hey, they've used cars from Turo. I was like, whoa. What kind of a weird campaign is this? Like, what
You mean New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans or New Jersey.
New Orleans.
I was like, I mean, we don't have to.
They are both electric trucks too. Anika F-150. Electric F-150.
This is like the most evil green attack ever. Like, I mean, like,
yeah.
What is happening?
See,
like,
even the terrorists are progressive.
Yeah. Didn't ISIS ban single-use plastics? ISIS or Taliban ban single-use plastics?
Taliban banned single-use plastics. Oh my god.
What a weird timeline, bro. Like, we grew up thinking like, red versus blue, and now it's just purple. Like, everyone's doing everything. Like, it's just.
Here's the thing, man. No matter what happens, just world moves on.
Yeah.
Time ticks. People move on, and life goes on.
And we forget a shit ton, we just because it's coming at us so fast, right? 9/11 happened and we remember, because it's a big deal. But now 9/11's happened, Dave Chappelle again, every freaking day that when you wake up, if you look at the news, because I get my news from SNL, I'm still doing it, by the way. It's awesome. I love it. I mean, I get it from Reddit as well, but
SNL on YouTube, or you watch SNL?
No. I get I follow this shorts channel that just do weekend updates, from Colin and Michael J. And that's my news. News
Yeah, I mean, you get your news from a shorts channel that re-uploads SNL. And the word of the day is brain rot.
Bro, the brain rot, man. Jesus freaking Christ. I can't stop.
So brain rot.
Yeah, we're coming back.
Yeah, so brain rot. So there's a better way, more clinical term to it now. Do you know about it? Have you heard of it? It's called digital dementia.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes. So digital dementia is defined as how your brain gets trained to be short attentioned.
Okay.
That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
So then make it'll be very interesting to see how this generation, like Gen Alpha, most likely Gen Z, maybe, but Gen Alpha becomes adults. What will they look like? Will they because we never know, because things like shorts, infinite scrolling, those kind of things train our brains to be like, hey, it's okay to have a short attention span. Back in the day, Machang, if you had a short attention span, by evolution, you're going to get cut off. Because you're probably going to die or whatever, which we are in the ancient times. But even before internet times, you're going to be forced to concentrate and focus on things. Otherwise, you can't succeed.
Yeah.
But today, we are living in a world where we basically encourage people to hold a short attention span. Make a podi ekek wenna onne, make a ahana kattiyata ubata unat therena nadi, sometimes our brain gets broken. If you keep scrolling reels, it feels weird. You're why am I doing this? This doesn't make sense. Go to your phone and check your screen time.
Yeah.
See how many hours you spend. You'll be surprised the number of hours that you spend on these apps. You feel like you don't do it, but if you do it every 5 minutes, you get every time you go to the toilet, every time you're waiting for something.
It adds up, yeah.
It adds up. You're subconsciously training your brain to get these little droplets of dopamine.
Yeah.
Right? And then you become addicted to it. You become a slave to it. So digital dementia is basically defining that condition of your brain becoming used to short attention spans. And then the failure of being able to hold a longer attention. And you'll notice it. You can't.
Yeah.
You instantly want to jump down.
Yeah, you get through the first chapter and you're like, where's the dopamine? Because the books have it progresses, right?
They studied a bunch of children who were using a lot of their smartphones and stuff like that, and they made a control group which is not as much.
Amish kids.
And they made them they made them read books, and they studied the emotions, right? the kids that were not as used to the computers or like phones and stuff like that, they were reading like normal people, right? Line by line, like couple of lines at a time. The kids who were like addicted to phones, when they were reading things, their eyes were jumping up and down.
They were looking.
Like they would read පළවෙනි paragraph එක කියවද්දි පොතේ, they suddenly jump down the lower half of the book.
Yeah.
They don't read it, but they just like catch themselves and go back up.
Because that's how their eyes are trained to go up and.
That's how the brain circuits. The wiring හැදලා තියෙන්නේ. If you're intently trying to read something or like trying to focus signals coming from your eye, you will most likely jump down, right? Because that's where the buttons are. That's where the description is, right? And you suddenly do it, and then you go back. Like what kind of conditions all this like faulty wiring will result in a couple of years, like 10, 20 years, like the adults that grow up in this kind of a world, right?
This is the smoking of our generation. In 50 years, we are going to be like,
brain rot.
බලන්න ඉස්සර ළමයිනුත් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් පාවිච්චි කරා. And we'll be like,
I have faith in humanity in the sense that I feel like, okay, maybe like there will be controls, right? And digital well-being is a feature that comes in phones these days, right? Both Android and Apple phones have it. Like, ගොඩක් කට්ටිය සමහරට මේකේ attention දීලා නැද්ද? But especially if you are a parent, if you have a child, or if you yourself are struggling with these problems, look into your phone's digital well-being options. ඒකේ තියෙනවා මචං, you can control how long you can use an app for, right? Don't think of this as like මගේ ඊගෝ එකට මේක අවුලක් මම නිකන් මාව ඇයි මාව සතෙක් වගේ control කරන්නේ, but you are a sata.
Yeah, you're a monkey.
You're a fucking monkey.
Monkey's gonna monkey.
Sometimes you have to kind of show a little tough love to yourself, right? That just shows that you love yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Don't let yourself drown in brain rot. So you can use these tools to like control that behaviors, right? Limiting screen time, and also not doing do things other than scrolling. I think be okay with being bored. Like we are not allowed to be bored in this stupid society anymore. Like when I was a kid, I would just sit there. I was just like nothing's happening. My brain is like completely like just like. See, the thing is, being bored. I used to think that I'm a person who never gets bored, right?
Yeah.
Like no, I'm always doing something. I never get bored. Turns out I have ADHD.
Exactly.
Turns out I just couldn't focus on something. If I'm bored, I'm focusing on something. I'm looking at a tree.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything. Yeah.
I mean,
do nothing and let your mind do something.
Mind do something. Yeah. Just like we don't. I mean, the thing is like I did a test when I was during work. I switch off the colors on my phone, so I minimize the phone use. Then after work I turn it on. It looks like freaking like fucking looking at a crystal macam, like it's so like
dopamine firing like all pistons.
ඊට පස්සේ මම ඒක නවත්තන්න පටන් ගත්තාට පස්සේ I stopped using it in color. World started looking brighter, like the green in trees were like so green, like it was this is not, I mean, like the thing, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying like the internet was bad, everything is bad, it's not some boomers coming onto you through the same platform you're shit. Like you need the internet, like Jesus freaking Christ, you need the internet.
It's okay. Put some TikTok.
Yeah.
So, like that's fine, but just don't let that be the only thing your brain does. Or the majority of the things that your brain does. Have a healthy diet කියන්නේ හැමදේම පොඩ කන්න ඕනේ කියලා. දැන් බත් නොකයින්න කියලා කියන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් කාපන්, මස් ටිකක් කාපන්. Just have your healthy diet. So you need a healthy diet for your brain too.
I think that's the point. This year I started from last month I started like linting my feeds. Like I don't, if something pisses me off I don't follow it. Like now I mostly watch this skit called Space Skits. මම 1000ක් විතර වෙලා ඇති obviously. Like stupid ass shit. Okay, that's what I watch now, and things I like. You constantly have to do this linting process because the algorithm loves to show you crap that you don't want. And if you
algorithm training, maintenance again, it's like housekeeping.
Yeah, it's like that badu ena I can donavati do billion. You have to keep sweeping, otherwise you get brain rot and then you
then you get dementia, digital dementia.
Yeah. Have you seen kids with phantom scrolling? Like
No, what's that?
Dude, that's like
That sounds
so.
scary.
So the WHO says not to give a screen until they're 2 years old.
Okay.
Okay, so like a lot of parents give a kid an iPad when they're 1 year old, 2 year old, whatever, because kids love to scream and they don't stop crying. Like, they don't, because they don't have skills. Okay, they have no idea how to tell you, look, the world is a capitalist pigsty. So they cry. So they give a screen and say, oh, we are introducing them to technology. An iPad is not technology. Okay, it's just a screen. It's not you learn.
It's a stimulation. Source of stimulation.
So like in China and all that, they give kids things and they like like you look up look up Phantom dystopian like and when you take the screen away from them, they scream they scream more than they were screaming when they were crying. Because now they were hooked on drugs. Like මතකද පොඩි කාලේ වීඩියෝ එකක් තිබ්බ අර තායිලන්ත සිගරට් බොන පොඩි මහත කොල්ලෙක් හිටියේ. Have you seen that?
Yeah, dial එක.
Smoking kid like I don't see a big difference there. It's just like in 50 years we are going to, like, when we are about to die, people are going to be like, oh hey පොඩි ළමයිට screen දුන්නේ මේ බාන්න දැන් ඉන්නේ. It's going to happen. It's already happening.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. And so this year starting now, it's Gen Beta from this year on.
Shit, really?
Yeah, they are going to be the first to be raised in a world where they knew nothing AI. I was like, what? I remember the DVD, man. Like, I mean, I remember the VCD.
That's called, I think, knowledge offload. So we are facing a society that, like a generation of humans that don't really have to remember anything. You don't. Because information is literally at your fingertips, and soon enough it's going to be in your brain. The fucking Neuralink.
Yeah, we are cyborgs now. We don't like I don't know how to go anywhere without my GPS. Like, I freaking don't know.
It's just a natural extension of that.
Yeah, my partner's like, oh, do you know what kind of tree that is? I took a picture and put it on ChatGPT, and he was like, oh, it's a mulberry. I'm like, yeah, it's a mulberry. I'm like nobody curiously went to the tree, touched the tree, looked it, just and done. What the fuck happened in our lifetime? Not even lifetime, 5 years. Like,
Yeah. And it was taboo back in the day to, like, when you're having a conversation with someone, to like Google something.
Yeah.
Like, සමහරවිට argument ගියාම Google කරන්න බෑ නෑ. You had to like talk it out. But now it's not a big deal anymore. I feel like you just like information being available is not a bad thing. I don't think we should shit on it, and I don't think we should take information away from people. It's just that we need something to replace that experience we had, right? Like discussing ideas, talking, going back and forth, like so. Well, I feel like the things that are like coming to like the experiences that are presented to us, they are just way too addictive. They are way too sticky. So sticky is a term that they use in casinos.
Yeah.
Right? If a game is sticky, that means the person will keep coming back to it, spending money on it.
Like slot
that
machines.
Will be like a more important thing in their life than everything else. So at the end of the day, we are all going to be adults that are very similar to those toddlers whose iPads were taken away. Like, we need that. We need that. We can't live without it. So I don't know. I mean, we will always kind of figure it out. I think eventually. I don't think we are predicting the end of the humanity or whatever. Like
no. This is the transition. This is our transition into type 1.
It's a transition time.
Yeah.
We are gonna have a generation that's fucked up. Like they introduced cigarettes, everyone started smoking, and a whole generation died of lung cancer. And now people don't smoke anymore. So that's kind of how it works.
So මට හොඳ එකක් කමනවා. So like උණුවතුරෙන් නාන එක. It's bloody winter for you, right? Like you just go turn the thing and it comes and you don't care. Like you don't even know where it is in the house. I mean, you obviously know because you're a curious person, but most people don't know how the hot water thing works. That's හැම ගෙදරකට මේක එන්න පටන් අරගෙන තිබේ in the 50s in USA.
Okay.
So like for a developed country or like a developing country, like the gap is big, right? Like, so most likely like developing countries got around the early 90s or whatever. But we've been trying to unuwatura nana since the Egyptian times. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but now it's just like you get a thing, plug it in the house, and
Yeah.
just put some things
Yeah.
in, and then you plug it to electricity. But tada, hot water, like,
Yeah.
How
Fucking
much
miracle.
fucking like only the pharaohs could afford this, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ඒකත් මචං උණු වතුර කලවල ගෙනල්ලා it's like in Greece
Yeah, process
in Greece like උඩ තට්ටුවට එකක් ගිහිල්ලා බට් එකකට හලනවා පොඩි පිහිම එකකට ඊට පස්සේ ඒක යටින් හිල් වලින් මැට්ට එක තමයි the shower. That's how showers were working. But now you can buy a crazy ass shower on Temu for like $3. Okay.
And that has RGB.
RGB.
So that fucking RGB shower.
I'm like, okay, now we're talking. Now this is the future. So like
They put a dynamo in the shower head. Sorry, I had to talk about this because it's fucking fascinating. I was like, wait, do you have to plug it to the fucking wall outlet? No, they put a dynamo that turns with the water pressure, which powers the RGB LED. It's like showering in a disco. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I'm just saying, I'm just like comparing.
Yeah.
So I go to the supermarket, buy a fruit, and then when I want to scan it, like I leave it on the thing, and I press fresh produce, and there's a camera on top of me. It just recognize the fruit and say, oh, this is apple or whatever the fuck. Okay? That technology comes from 60s fighter jets. Computer is preventing me from stealing apples from the supermarket now. I'm like, bro, what? Like, how did we get here? Like, like I know the answer. It's population. Like, we have 8 billion now. Like, it's easy. But like, the journey, like, there's a dynamo inside a shower just so you can bathe in green, It's always green in the ads, isn't it? Like, it's always green or red, like,
Yeah. Green and red is usually associated with like food.
Food, yeah.
Yeah. Not red even, like green and blue, I think. Blue is more
yellow,
like
right?
calmness.
Yellow is because like McDonald's and all that is yellow and all that. So if you think
Like,
you're not a monkey at the beginning of this episode, you were like, oh, I'm not a monkey. But now you can see, right? You are just a monkey. Like, some people spend years
and that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's
But being aware that you're a monkey will help you to navigate the world of monkeys better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's truly our gift of humanity, is to be able to be self-aware. There are animals in this world where if you show them, give it food, it will eat until it dies. Like the stomach will explode.
Yeah.
Because the animal doesn't understand that, oh, no, it's like there's food, I must eat it. That's it. There's no self-awareness. There's no self. So as that's our humanity, and that's our gift. So why let it go to waste? Why succumb to brain rot?
Yeah, when you can buy LED shower.
RGB shower, bro. Like, and you feeling blue? Yeah, go bathe in blue.
See if that helps, I don't know, but
It makes you happy.
it just like,
Dude, I got so close to buying it, and I was like,
why wouldn't you buy it, right? Like,
yeah. I was like, I'll wait till my shower head fails.
Yeah. I get excavator ads from Temu, like, like earth moving equipment. I'm like, what? Like, why? I'm not gonna dig my backyard from a Temu excavator. Like, body freaking adorable shit. I don't think Australia will let me import it even because of safety and all that. But like,
Australia will probably let you import anything from China.
Oh yeah. But now safety is a big.
Can't you guys like the same country now?
එහෙම කතා කරන්න එපා මචං.
Yeah, rather. We are part of India. We have fully come to accept that.
Hey, how did we not talk about H1B incident? Like, they were like, oh, people can't come into the country anymore.
Dude, that was so satisfying. Oh, I love to see it. But
I know, right?
the bugger has a point. It's true. These countries can't grow without immigration because there's nobody who's educated in these countries.
Everyone's on TikTok. There are 1.4 USA women on OnlyFans. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
That's insane, bro. I was like, wow. So who's building OnlyFans? Who's like coding this shit? Like,
these are literal first world problems, right? You won't find this kind of like lollygagging.
Yeah, that's the word.
Fucking around
Exactly.
type of behavior in a country where you have to fight for survival, because you're gonna be like, fuck, if I don't do this, my entire my lineage will end.
Exactly.
I must succeed or my bloodline will end. It's like the stakes are super high.
Bombs are falling, but I have to go to work. Like, this.
I think so. Eventually they'll catch up. If not, like it'll evolve, right? Like, I mean, right? Like, let's just be honest. Take all the other things out. So, like, it's just how it is. This is how this world works. You'll learn the language of, what everyone speaks. You'll assimilate to the culture of what everyone does, and like whatever that's good will we know eventually. There's no point fighting about it. Just fucking deal with it. Jeez.
Like, Australian politicians like post I put damn immigrants ruining our country in my single fucking name on Facebook, like. Because so recently cricket match they were chanting, "Where is your visa?" by white people were chanting. I was like, my visa is paying for your fucking Centrelink, motherfucker. Your free country, like, money is coming from my visa payments. So like, I was like, cool. Like, yeah, I'll buy all the land while you chant that. So like, I don't care. Yako mam metai la avurudhu pay mechara deyak kara umbalata thamu karanna pula, like, you can sit around and chant, like, so.
Yeah. Fucking open OnlyFans. That's crazy. That is so crazy.
When I read that side, I was like, wow, that's just like, that's insane. I mean,
yeah,
that's the
quantity like there's not enough skilled people. Like then they opened, last year there was a lot of investment in the US for chip manufacturing. They panicked with the Taiwan-China conflict. They forced TSMC to build a new factory in Arizona or somewhere in the US, right? But it costs like 6 times more because there is no people. You had to import people from Taiwan, train them, and let them train other people in US. And it's a rakarat minisumade. So like, it's just impossible at this rate.
Okay. I can't remember who this actress was. Okay, in the during Vietnam War, a lot of Vietnamese people were coming into USA and they didn't have jobs. This actress goes to a nail salon and some Asian woman did her nails and she was like, wow, you did it really well. So she trained a whole bunch of Vietnamese women to start nail salons. Okay, like, okay.
Yeah, now it's
a thing, like, So imagine when we do this podcast in 30 years, we'll be like, did you remember that Taiwanese people who came to chip manufacturing USA? Now there's a chip manufacturing plant in every street, every block, That's what's going to happen because immigrants are driven, they got out of that place in search of a better life. So that's when in the beginning, we talked about how privilege can be a hindrance if you don't use it right? So the same thing, like, USA kids can learn how to freaking chip manufacture and do it. They don't. They don't have to. They don't have to because, exactly.
Yeah. Generational wealth, privilege.
Yeah. They just want a rat carrier like I do.
Monkey is not motivated. Monkey just wants to scroll. Monkey needs motivation.
Yeah.
And maybe, hopefully, like, we should end this in a positive tone, I think. Because I don't think the world is ending and everything's about to fall apart. I have a very hopeful outlook, and I think people will figure things out.
Yeah, what Nas said, Machan. The world is yours for the taking because everyone's distracted, motherfucker. Go get it done, Sell your shit, like, follow your dream, That should be your thing this year, Just get it done. Everyone.
No, exactly. And I think doom and gloom sells.
Yeah, doom and gloom sells.
Right? That's why we always hear about it. But like, things aren't that bad. Things then, like, maybe in a few, maybe we are going into a future with like AI and all this information. Maybe like societies don't have to be this much cutthroat. Maybe it's okay for you to, be on OnlyFans. Maybe everyone should be, if they want to do it, that should be something people should do.
Yeah. මගේ OnlyFans එක ළඟදී වෙනවා බලන්න.
So I don't think we should shame, like, first world problems are problems for third world when they become first world. It's not like it's not relevant to you because it's not relevant in the short term, but nevertheless it's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So either way they need to be solved.
මම
And I
මේ
think,
Matrix එකේ ආසම scene එක තමයි like අරුට kung fu download කරන and he says I know kung fu. I love that scene machan, like that's where we are at right now. You want to learn something new, like internet will just,
we are very close to that.
Yeah, the same internet that feeds you shitty, like like I don't know, distractions can give you so much. Yeah, if you want to look at the woman in red, you can go for it, like you can do that.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn kung fu, it's there, like you can fly.
Yeah.
Polo.
It's there. Yeah, get out of brain rot. Stop scrolling and like do something else with the internet.
මාසයකට
It's a vast world, vast.
yeah, මාසයකට සරයක් කරන podcast බල ඉන්න එපා.
නෑ ඒක බලන්න.
ඒක බලන්න. I mean,
ඒක බලුවට කමන්නේ නෑ. මොකද අපි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ කාල නාස්ති කරන්නේ මාසෙට සැරයක් කියන පොඩි කමිට්මන්ට් එකක්.
ඔව්.
ඒක හින්දා ඒක බලුවට කමන්නේ නෑ.
ඒසා ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි try කරනවා මේක අවුරුද්දකට සැරයක් ගේන්න දැන් අනාගතයේදී. කෝටරයකට සැරයක්.
මචං එහෙම වීලොග් කට් කරන්න එපා.
Man, we are gonna manifest this shit, you know that.
Dangerous.
Oh shit, man.
Hey, do you know the definition of matrix, where that word came from? I
It's
thought it
a
was a mathematical
It's a mathematical thing. මමත් හිතුවේ එහෙම නෝ.
No. Matrix is a Latin word which essentially means mother.
Oh, matter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Womb and then mother. I was like, oh my god. That makes so much sense.
Oh shit, we should
That's why those
put this as the soundbite in the beginning of the episode, because that was like, fuck. Ado, that's okay. I'm gonna do some reading because that sounds really cool.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Maybe a topic for the next time.
Whenever
Because
that
I read this in the context of something else.
Then
Anyways,
පොඩි දෙයක් තියෙනවා.
okay,
හිතන්න like මිනිස්සේ ක්ලියර් මචං පට්ට පොතක්. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ publishers ලගෙන අපිට කරන්න බෑ කියලා. So he goes to auto manufacturer and he prints it. And the book becomes really big. ඊට පස්සේ උන් ෆිල්ම් එකක් කරන්න හදන 80 ගණන් වල ඒක හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ තව ෆිල්ම් එකක් කරනවා දැන් අවුරුදු කීපයකට it gets hit. ඊට පස්සේ දෙවෙනි ෆිල්ම් එක එනවා. And then they make a shitty ass TV show.
Okay.
That's where I am at, like I'm like really angry at Dune Prophecy.
I was like, where's bro cooking?
I was expecting a lot, but I think mage වැරද්ද obviously, but I'm like what? Like I mean, like
Mega, it was not meant for you, Masa.
It
wasn't meant for me either.
Who was it meant for? It was like they expected us to, like, okay, they went way too back, okay, 10,000 years, well, like right after the machine war. I don't think, I mean, so for 10,000 years the culture didn't change. Like that's
Yeah, that's it. That's weird.
That's weird.
Like, I don't watch any sci-fi except for The Expanse.
Yeah,
like I've been telling you all this while. That's the only show
Expanse
you watch.
because Expanse shit happened all the time. Aluth deyak mona hari the story sci-fi වල like foundation එකේ ප්‍රශ්න උනේත් ඒක. The pacing got really slow and really fast and they couldn't figure it out. So like like Expanse.
Yeah, because source material is from the 60s and 70s. Like,
Yeah.
like
People had time. They didn't have brain rot. So
yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. Dune Prophecy was such a disappointment.
yeah, like, I was like,
But
I'm
I'm
a
just gonna say, like, if you look at ratings, it's all episodes are rated like 70-80%.
Yeah.
So there must be some people who watch it.
watch
and
it. And,
That's okay, maybe this is not meant for me, and that's fine.
yeah.
You know what? Like, that's fine.
I
Fuck
want
you
it.
if you are not catering to me. Fuck you, I
Fuck
guess. Right?
you,
I'm not gonna.
Or Silo බැලුවද? මම තාම Silo බලන්න බැරි වුණා. Because we wanted to watch the first season.
Silo අලුත් season එක පට්ට ටිකක් slow.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
පට්ට dark. As in, like, literal, it's like a lot of like dark scenes and like
light
you need to up your brightness type of thing. Yeah. That's my only feedback right now.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Ado, this is we need to do this
Yeah.
morning.
ඒක තමා. ඉතින් අපි කරමු.
යනවා
New Year.
New Year
Buncast.
new Buncast.
එහෙනම්?
එහෙනම් Elon Musk ජය වේවා.
ජය වේවා.
right Buncast out.
Podcast out. Bye bye.
Tata bye.